You're listening to Cards to the Moon, a podcast about trading cards from both a collector and investor perspective. We hope you'll stick around for the ride as we take a deep dive into the state of the hobby, share some hot takes, hopefully some useful advice, and fun stories along the way. Hey guys, welcome back to Cards to the Moon. This is episode 352, and my name is Clark from 5cardguys.com. And you can also find me on social media at 5cardguys on Instagram, YouTube, and on Facebook. Hosting with me today for the regular monthly slot is Will and Roy. So we'll be chatting about TCG cards, but also on today's episode, since we last recorded together, both Will and Roy have set up at the Collector's Super Show that we talked about on a previous pod. So we'll touch upon some of the lessons learned from that experience. But off the top, let's start with Roy because he did a group bulk sub for some of our friends to the grading company everyone seems to love to hate, and that's PSA, of course. But Roy, tell us how many cards you subbed for yourself and our card group, and any surprises from this most recent submission for you.
Yeah, so I sent about 50 cards, TCG cards, while they still had the bulk category, which they now removed. So luckily I got that in right before. So I sent about 50 cards for myself. I sent 2 Express TCG cards. One was a Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy Chocobo Green Neon, which I pulled out of a pack. And then I also subbed a Umbreon from Prismatic for a friend. And then we subbed for our group, our chat group, 61 sports cards, which I had 0 of. So I think Will did the WWE, which was about 15, 20 cards,
something like that.
Yeah, you, Clark, Hyung. You didn't sub any this time?
I didn't sub this time, yeah.
Yeah, so
Hyung did.
DC and Hyung, I think, and then our other friend, Mike, I think they took the rest of the subs, so there's 61 of those. And then one card, which is kind of like a pop culture card, which was just for authentication and auto grade for Justin Bieber and Drake card. So
nice.
So then we thought it was going to take about 5-6 months to get these cards back, the bulk submission.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, the sports value bulk somehow got slotted in before, and it actually got graded faster than my Express sub, which is kind of wild. So not only did we get the previous pricing, we got it at Express service for bulk. So we got it in like a month and a half. They're going to be shipping it out to my P.O. box probably sometime. I think it shipped out today, this morning. So we should be getting them this week or early next week, which is crazy. That just boggles my mind. But sometimes I guess PSA does a good thing, right?
Now, of course, that's the sub I don't submit anything, right? So I'm kind of like, frig. But yeah, no, I thought that was pretty hilarious how fast it came out. Are you still waiting for your Express subs?
No. So
they came
the sports one shipped out the same time as the Justin Bieber Pop Culture Express. Okay. So those shipped out together. But my Express sub was finished, I think, a week or a week and a half ago. So that one finished quick, but the other Express sub took a little bit longer. But yeah, so now I just have to wait for my TCG bulk, which will probably take the expected 5 to 6 months.
That will take 2027. It'll take double the length.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to hold it hostage. What? How did you guys let this slip?
Before I go to Will, the Express sub, the Magic, the Gathering, what did you get? I didn't even check the grade for that one.
I got a nice 10.
Wow.
And then I also got my friend a 10 as well. Well, I didn't give it to him, but he got a 10 and he got upcharged, of course. So he has to pay me $500 Canadian or whatever it's going to be. So
if you sub with Roy, guaranteed 10s on the Express level.
That's his company name, Guarantee 10s, and then you're just going to get a lot of business that way.
Yeah. And,
All right, well,
and the pop
yeah.
culture card, it was authentic, but also 10 on the grade or on the auto. So
Auto.
yeah,
Right.
Andrew's happy about that.
Man, I got to sub with you next time.
Yeah, because he was actually saying he tried to sub this card at Expo, I think a year or 2 years ago, on
Yeah.
site, and then the PSA Canada rep said it doesn't have the first edition logo on the top, so it's we don't grade error cards. So then he had to pay for the shipping,
Right.
and then so he heard that I was going to be subbing, so he's like, "Hey, can I just try to sub it with you directly to PSA?" Because I bypass PSA Canada. Anyways,
Oh man, but this is like the the whole thing with grading that everyone complains about, right? There's no consistency, there's no rhyme or reason how things are graded. I just sent you that link of Teapot who works with Jeff Wilson, and he graded the Ken Griffey Jr. Upper Deck rookie card, submitted to all the different graders, and they all came back different grades. It's just kind of a wild west out there, right?
yeah, and then surprisingly it came back, and so he's happy because he was pretty frustrated trying to get this card slapped
Sure.
up.
Right.
So it's coming
It
back
all
slapped,
ended okay.
Andrew.
Congrats. Will, you submitted a lot, so you're the biggest critic on the pod of grading in general and PSA in particular, but I think you're changing your tune. Is that right? What's going on?
Yeah, so I have to be as transparent as possible. This was by far the best grading result that I've gotten in all the submissions that I've done.
Because you wiped it for the first time?
I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's
I
because
wiped it.
Yeah, maybe it's because I was prepping the cards at a normal time of night and not at like 1 a.m. when I'm just like super tired. But yeah, like I think there's one other submission I did previously where I got a lot of 10s, but those were mostly all Chrome cards, and like I looked those over really well. This time when we submitted, I actually almost, Roy, if you remember, I said I wasn't going to submit anything. I backed out of submitting.
Yeah, I remember.
And the truth is, like, I was so devastated by the last submission, where I was getting just 7s and 8s, and I couldn't tell why. And I think that's a really frustrating thing, like when you don't know why it's not grading as well as you think it should. And it's like, okay, well, I can't trust my eyes. Yeah, I know a couple of them.
When I see the cards that you give me, I'm like, why are you subbing these? But you're like, hey, I think they're gonna do well. That's probably why, Will.
It's a Will problem, not a PSA problem.
It's not that I couldn't trust PSA. It's just I couldn't trust myself, and so I wasn't gonna submit them. But I looked them over, and I was just like, you know what? Let's just try. Let's just try with some of these wrestling cards. I think I submitted almost 20 cards. I think 15 of them were wrestling and 5 of them were other sports, or maybe like 6 or 7 were other sports. And overall, I think I got 10s on almost everything except for like 3 or 4 cards. One of them came back a PSA 7, and I was just like, all right, that's just rude. But yeah, I got some downtown, like some WWE downtowns. I got 3 helixes from the 2025 WWE Topps Chrome set. And those are really hard to grade just because the surface is all shiny and there's like print lines and there's dents and all this kind of stuff you have to be careful of. So surprisingly, I got all 10s on the cards that were like the most valuable ones.
Nice.
And I was talking to Roy after. I was telling you guys I can't stop watching the reveal video. It's like one of the most enjoyable moments of my life. It's like watching that Texas versus Toronto Blue Jays postseason that game, the 7th inning where Joey Bats hits the home run.
Yeah.
I just keep
Love
rewatching it. But yeah, I was telling Roy, I think after submitting, I probably added about $6,000 to $7,000 in value just in getting the tens.
Nice.
So
Crazy.
yeah, so it's nice to get a win. It's nice to be up after grading, as opposed to like getting a PSA 9 and just trying to sell it for the cost of grading.
That's awesome, man. And this is exactly why we continue to submit to PSA. Because it's like, it's
they
like,
beat
it's
us
like
down,
gambling.
and then they're like,
Yeah.
hey, we're going to give you a bunch of 10s and we're going to return it to you in a month. Like,
yeah, that was crazy.
It's
I still can't believe, because when I saw the app, it said like my cards are now in grading, which I was like, okay, and then it says the grades are ready to reveal. I was like, what? It's only been a month and a half, so
yeah. And then
that's a nice surprise.
You posted the
Comprehend
video
it.
to our chat group like in the morning, I guess when you woke up.
Yeah,
And then I wanted to watch the video, but I wasn't emotionally ready to watch it. And I had to get my kids off to school. So while I'm brushing my teeth, I'm just so stressed out looking at this video and waiting for my cards to pop. And yeah, it was crazy morning.
I was just so confused when Roy sent it. I'm like, what did he submit 6 months ago? that finally came back. But it was the one that he submitted only a month and a half ago, which is insane. This is kind of the equivalent of winning at the casino, guys. Don't fall for it. Now you think you have all this money that you can gamble more with, and then that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna submit more to PSA, and then guess what? The next crop is gonna be a bunch of 7s and 8s. I'm telling you, this is how it works. Yeah, house always wins. All right. Well, that was good. Well, we'll take the win, right?
Yep.
Whatever way we can.
Yep.
Yeah. So I love it. Okay, let's move on to hobby headlines. All right. So Hyung and we touched upon the $16.5 million Pikachu Illustrator sale just a bit on the last podcast, but we focused mostly on how this high-end card sales are impacting the card market in general. But today, I want to focus more on the card itself, and even more specifically on the TCG card market and if it was impacted at all by the Pikachu Illustrator sale. All right, but first, both your thoughts on the sale. How much it went for. I think Roy, in our last podcast episode we recorded, you mentioned it could hit 10 million. You wouldn't be that surprised, but were you expecting $16.5 million?
No, not that high, but.
Yeah,
it's like when things are one of one and it's quote unquote the number one card in the hobby, like there's going to be money coming in. So did I think it was going to be 16.5? But no, but yeah, at the same time, I'm like, yeah, I guess I could see why people would overpay for something like this, just because once it's sold, like who knows when the next time it's going to be sold again, if ever again. Right. So yeah, it was pretty mind boggling to see that number though.
It's a big number. How about you, Will? Any thoughts when you saw that sale?
Yeah, we were watching it that night. What was it, on a Sunday night? Yeah, and then I think Clark, you stayed up the whole time. Did you?
Yeah, it didn't last as long as I thought it would. But it wasn't like a 30-minute extended bidding. I'm like, oh, someone bid another 100,000.
Yeah,
like, that was like the minimum bid, right? At that
that's
point,
crazy. Yeah.
What's crazier is Golden's commission rate. Like, what is it? Like, how much did he get paid on top? Like 4 million or 3 million?
Something like that. Like, I think Logan Paul went home with 8 million. So yeah, do the math. Yeah, profit.
Yeah, that's
wait,
crazy.
How much did Golden take?
I think
or maybe plus the 2. I don't know if that didn't include the 2.5 million advance that he got.
Oh yeah, I think it was 13 million and then like an extra 3 million, which is absurd.
Right.
Like,
that makes more sense.
If you look at like the real estate market, like the commission is like 4.5% or whatever it is. And Golden is doing 20% right? On $1 million deals. It's just crazy.
But to be fair, like high-end art collectibles, those auction houses make about 20% too.
Is it always 20%? Okay.
I think that's like the standard. Yeah. Anyway, that was an insane sale.
Yeah.
Like I know the Pikachu Illustrator, some people say it's the holy grail of Pokemon cards. Would you put it in that category? Is that more of an embellishment?
I would probably it's the number one card. Like there's only 38 of those cards I believe issued, and then there's only one PSA 10. Are there better cards? Maybe, but there's nothing like that, right? So yeah, it's probably the creme de la creme of Pokemon cards.
But I mean, like the value is in the fact that sure, the scarcity, 38 of them. But there's only one PSA 10, but we can always go back to the subjectivity of grading, right? I think when I did the research on this, Logan Paul got this PSA 10 by trading in a PSA 9 that he had and then adding like 4 million on top, right, in cash.
Yeah.
Back in the summer of 2021, and there's only 8 Pikachu Illustrator PSA 9s, so that's pretty rare too. But I know there's a tag 10 out there. Like if that ever came to auction, what do you think it would do? More or less than the PSA 10 that we just saw sold?
I mean, I think it would do less just because now PSA 10 is like a trademark in itself. So people value PSA 10 over tag 10. But like the tag 10, from what I heard, I haven't seen the scans, but I heard is way cleaner. But at the end of the day, the people who are buying this, they don't care about that. They just care about status. They care about, I have the number one card. What the heck is tag? I only know PSA, right? So like if they have that mentality, then the PSA 10 will, reign supreme. But if it's like a true collector, they may prefer the tag 10. Will they pay over 16 million? Probably not, but who knows, right?
Yeah.
So like again, if tag continues to go on this trajectory of continually taking market share, becoming a more reputable brand, and not just in TCG but in sports as well, and that brand becomes stronger, who knows? Like then
that's true. Yeah.
Then if that sale goes, it could be way higher, right? So
I mean, I prefer the tag 10. I looked at both the cards, and the slab itself I like better. But yeah, you're right. The card does look cleaner, but I don't know if I have Will's eyes too on this. I can't see it properly. I don't know.
I have to say that I love the PSA version because I love PSA and everything that they do.
Oh man, if I asked you a month earlier, it'd be a different story altogether.
Sorry, I wanted to track back to the sale. So Logan Paul, it was on a Sunday night, and then I think there's like a bunch of partying and festivities going on with Logan Paul, and then Monday Night Raw, the night after, he comes out. And he's just like, I sold a $16 million card. I made more money than you'll ever see in your life. You low-life bums. Because he's a heel, right? And he's just he's hamming it up.
That's awesome.
And so that's the cool thing about this card. It's like, it's really got far-reaching tendrils, right? Like tentacles just going out everywhere to all different areas of pop culture and society. So, yeah,
absolutely. I'm glad you brought up the festivities that Sunday night, because when we recorded last time, we also talked about whether you would, if you had the money, you buy into that box break, because they were breaking the first edition Pokemon boxes during that night as well. It kind of looked fun to be in that room. Logan Paul doesn't have his shirt on, and Golden is like, trying to be cool, but he's old, but he's trying to be hip around Logan. And then remember you sent something, Roy, that Chinese Pokemon auction house.
Color? Yeah.
So they were bidding on. They're the one that lost on.
Yeah, they were the runner-up bid. So, and
they were there in that room too. And of course, we also know. What's his name? Scaramucci. I can't remember. AJ. His father used to work for the Trump administration, but he's the son is a venture capitalist, and he was in that room. So they're bidding in the same room the whole night, which was pretty hilarious. But it looked like a fun time. I'm just saying, I would have enjoyed myself that night, I think. No?
You guys? It would have been a ton of fun. Like, we watched breaks on like $5 packs, like, opening $40,000 packs. That'd be definitely some fun to watch.
We'll still know though.
I've become such a hermit I'm so introverted now. I haven't even seen my best friend in like months. I haven't hung out with him in months. I don't want to go hang out with a naked Logan Paul.
I mean, you watch him on WWE, so I don't know what the difference would be really. But looking more broadly at the TCG market with this sale, Roy, has it impacted the market at all, or has it been just hot and this is kind of adding fuel to it? Especially the first 2 months, and I know we talked about it this year being the 30th anniversary. How has the Pokemon card market been for the first 2 months?
Yeah, it's like, again, end of 2025, everyone was saying there's a dip, a quote-unquote crash. Come January, February, it's right back up to where it was. And then
it's crazy.
The rare card market, like the low pop stuff, it's going crazy, and it's definitely fuel to the fire, I feel, because like that market was already crazy hot, and it was just spiking, as you could see. Like even like something that's not considered low pop, like the Mario Pikachu. Again, that just sold for $28,000 US, and it's just my goodness,
you're never getting it.
No, I'm never getting it.
What was the price when we were talking about it last month?
Like 18.
Oh
I
my
think, right?
god!
Yeah, something like that.
That's crazy. Like within months, another $10,000 added to it in value.
Yeah. So like, and then there's like cards like the reverse foil legendary Charizard that just went for $75,000 US.
Oh my gosh!
Right. So, or even something like that. So like all these low pop cards, even like mid-era reverse stamp cards that are PSA 10, those are pretty like around pop 50, I would say, for each of those. Some of those are going for over $10,000 US now. So everything's kind of low pop. It's just going up. People are trying to, collect scarcity. Yeah. And hold that. And, it worked with sports. It worked with Pokemon, and it's continuing to work. So that market's crazy hot. I feel like just modern era stuff is just kind of like slowly going up, but it's the low pop stuff that's just really going off.
So I'm wondering what the play is here, right? Because you kind of mentioned it, but it does remind me of a lot of the sports card market during COVID, where a lot of these, scarce higher end cards are just increasing like crazy. But even the lower, end, the mid end, because some of the high end stuff is unattainable, people start looking into low mid end, trying to flip those, and it just seems like a crazy wild time. Do you think it's safe to enter the TCG card market, or would you tread carefully?
I would definitely tread carefully, especially now, like, because the narrative was always like, we're gonna collect Pokemon, sell it, scalp it, whatever it is, until 30th anniversary, and then dump after that. A lot of organic growth has happened during that time as well. So whether this market is being manipulated and they're going to come out afterwards, I don't know. But we could say the same thing about the Otani market, right? Oh, I could have bought it. I got bought it 2018, 2019, and it just keeps going up and up. So we don't know. Like with the popularity of how many people have come into the hobby, these numbers can stay relatively high. But again, there's always going to be a correction, but the floor is just a little higher than it was before. So
yeah, I agree with that.
I would tread lightly, but if you buy cards you enjoy, hopefully it'll come back up to the price that you bought it, even after a big correction. So if you're going to hold it long term anyway, I feel like there's not too much risk. But if you're just kind of trying to pick and choose things that are quote unquote undervalued to make a flip, that's when I would be, wary of what you kind of buy into.
Right.
But if you buy into stuff that you like, it doesn't impact you as much, right? So
it's good advice. And for Will, his Butterfree collection's pretty safe, right? Or has that even been going up?
I don't know. Butterfree, like if I want to get them if I want to get the graded versions, it's quite expensive. So I was just looking. Yeah, I was looking back. Well, I bought a bunch, and I was just looking back at my finances, and I'm like, why did I spend $600 on this PSA 10 Butterfree? This makes no sense. So the thing that I would say in light of this booming Pokemon TCG market, don't collect for the PC right now. if you're into like low end cards, because it's not worth it. You can pick them up on the cheap when the market goes down, but the rarer stuff, like the rare stuff is like you just have to get in and then just hold. Yeah. But don't buy low end Butterfree for FOMO prices.
But I mean, we laugh, but that's easier said than done, right? Like, who wants to be on the sidelines when everyone else seems to be buying and flipping and hitting God packs left, right, and center? You're like, damn, I need to start ripping. Yeah. And then, I'm looking at my Phantasmal Flames UPC. I think I'm gonna rip that.
I'm getting bored. Definitely should.
Right?
There's so much value in that UPC. Like Costco, you're buying it for $170. You got it off Pokemon Center, right?
Yeah.
So you got it for even better value. Like the promos alone, I think are $50-$60, and each pack is about $10. So there's 18 packs. So yeah, rip it.
So rip everything.
Done.
Right?
Rip it.
Rip it
all the PC ETBs, rip it all.
I mean,
not those. Okay, just
well, it's just because there's such an abundance of like the UPCs flooding the market because of Costco drops.
Right.
Like another one happened like yesterday. They happen like weekly online. So there's just so much inventory. But once that kind of stops, then you hold. But you could just pick them up for retail. Like people are selling them on Facebook Marketplace for like $170, $180. If you buy it off Costco online, it's $170. So.
Oh, really?
So you're really just buying it for retail or $10 more.
And you didn't have to wait in line.
Yeah. Well, no, it was the online drop. I think if you buy it in store, it's a little cheaper. Online's always like $10 more, but
yeah.
Needless to say, it's only $10, $20 difference. We could afford that, right?
I do need to rip something. I'm feeling bored.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, we need to
rip. Let's rip it on the 27th. It's Pokemon Day. We could all open up UPC.
Why is February 27th?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that Pokemon Day?
Good question.
I think that's the anniversary date.
Oh,
Pokemon. I'm not 100%, but that's like when the 30th Pokemon Day is. So
I'm in.
Are we going to the deli and seeing that guy? Did he come? Did that guy come?
No, I didn't see him.
Did he message you on IG?
No.
He's holding on to his hits. He doesn't want to sell them to you.
It's okay.
He got the PSA 10 Umbreon too, so he's fine. But yeah, we'll figure it out. But if it's Pokemon Day, February 27th, I definitely got to rip. I'm going to rip that UPC for sure. Before we go on to the next segment, One Piece. What's the vibe there? Is it dropping? We're going to talk about the show in just a second, but I've overheard a few people saying like, "Oh, One Piece is kind of slowing down a bit." Is that true, or?
I'm not in the One Piece market at all, but from what I heard as well, it's kind of slowing down. It's kind of dipping, but maybe I'll pick something up for my PC and just forget about it, right?
This is the time if it's true. Yeah, I want the Dodgers Luffy, so that's on my watch list. WWE update, Will?
With cards, there's a couple of releases coming out in the next week. Topps Universe, which I got pre-ordered, so I should be getting that pretty soon. And then there's a new introduction for the 2025 year. I forget what it's called. It's on the Topps website, but it's Topps's version of like the National Treasures, or like what's the highest level for Panini stuff? Is it
National Treasure, Flawless?
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, so they're trying to put one out now. Hold on, let me find the name. And they're saying that it's going to be their high end, but I saw some of the cards and it doesn't look that good.
No,
so I don't know.
Really,
I don't know.
With the patch auto too.
Yeah, like it's just like. I don't know. I'm also like not a big fan of National Treasure, so I'm not the market for it. I can't find it right now. But
you like Flawless, right?
No, not really. I don't like any of those cards.
I thought you were collecting a bunch of Flawless.
No.
The Raptors.
No, not at all.
That's mine.
A different Will. All right, appreciate the update. I don't know if I want to save this for the next segment, but actually, let's save it for the next segment. We're calling it Show Tips. All right, so I teased this earlier, but you guys set up at the Collector Super Show here in the Toronto area. And Will, you mentioned this when we did that pod episode at the diner, that it will be your first time setting up by yourself. And I did drop by one of the days, and it seems like you're doing well. It was kind of fun hanging out with you at the booth there. And I brought my 8-year-old son, and he said the best part was of that show. He's like, we were together for 6 hours at the show. I'm like, oh, what was your favorite part? And I bought him like this nice William Nylander rookie autograph card, number to 25, because he fist bumped him. So I thought that was nice.
Nice.
But that wasn't his favorite part. The favorite part was sitting in the chair at Will's booth, hanging out. So he had a good time just resting and looking at those croc charms that Will had. So anyway, I asked you, Will, earlier beforehand to come up with a list of tips for first timers, anyone that wants to set up at a show for the first time this year. I'm interested to hear what you came up with. So take it away.
Awesome. I'm glad your son liked looking through the croc charms. And that's actually my first tip. So the first tip I have is have something for kids. So whether it's like stickers or stamps, or in my case, I have like hundreds of croc charms. When I first started getting into the hobby and collecting and whatever, my dad was with me, and he saw my screen, and I'm looking at sports cards. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm kind of getting back into cards and whatever. And then I bought some Pokemon stuff, and he's like, oh, what's that? I'm like, oh, it's Pokemon. And then he loves going to these stores, like where the bins, and you come in on a Friday, and then it's like $20. The Saturday it's $15, and every day it gets cheaper and cheaper. And he loves dumpster diving on the last day when everything's $1. So a while back he found these croc charms, and they were like Pokemon related, and so he bought, I think, like 1,000 for like.
You had a lot. You had a lot at the booth.
He probably bought 1,000 for like $7. And I'm like, and then he's like, oh, you can sell these when you set up at a show. And I'm like, I have zero use for this. I don't want to try to, like, I'm trying to make $1,000 sales, not 50-cent sales. But what I realized is if I put them out, it was a great opportunity for me to say hi to people, especially families, where I could say, hey guys, welcome to my booth. Kids, go over there, grab a croc charm. If you have 2 feet, you have 2 crocs, so you need 2 croc charms. Whatever you pick, just show me which ones you like. And so it gives the kids like this little bit of excitement. Something's free. The parents are super grateful because they just spent $40 on tickets to get into this, and their kids are kind of bored, and now they're distracted for a few minutes. And for a lot of the dads who brought their kids out because it was Valentine's Day weekend, it gave them a few minutes of freedom to just look through my cards. So it was like, it was very beneficial in that way, but it was also a great way to just be able to connect with people, and it always feels good giving away, stuff to kids. And this hobby started as when we were all kids. So that's awesome. So that's my first tip. Second tip is kind of related to that with the low end stuff. Don't underestimate the dollar box. So I remember setting up a couple dollar boxes at VonCon, the first show that I did with Roy. And that just it wasn't the show for it. Hardly anyone looked through it. I mean, really the people who were coming to that event, they weren't really...
What people?
Exactly. But at this show, it was amazing. Like I would message you guys and just be like, guys, I think I'm making more in sales out of the dollar box than out of my like $500, $1,000 cards. Like I didn't sell a single $1,000 card. Oh no, I sold one $1,000 card, and then I sold like hundreds upon hundreds of dollars of just these dollar cards. And what was really great about it too is because they're cards that I have, I got it from ripping or just collected somehow. When people come by and they're like, oh, I'm looking for this wrestler, do you have it? And I'm like, oh, check the dollar box, and they find that wrestler. Like it's always an obscure wrestler. It's never like, oh, I'm looking for Rhea Ripley, I'm looking for Jey Uso. It's always like, oh, I'm looking for Brutus the Beefcake Barber. Like, oh, I loved watching him when I was a 4-year-old, or or my cousin's name is Brutus, so I want to get it for him. And it's like they find it and they're so overjoyed, and it's like a 12-cent card. So then I get to be like, hey, don't worry, don't give me $1. Just keep it, just enjoy it. I'd rather it goes to someone who's just gonna love the card. And so you get this chance to just make someone's day, and it's a very cheap way to do that. So I would say, there's great value in dollar boxes. You make good money, but you also get to make good memories for other people. So definitely do that. Great. The next two tips are more physically related. So definitely sleep a lot, drink lots of water, which is kind of a problem too, because if you drink lots of water throughout the show, you also have to go to the bathroom a lot. And if you're solo manning a booth, it's pretty tough. I was very grateful every time Roy would come on over to my corner, or Clark when you'd come back, and I'm like, okay, I just gotta go to the bathroom real quick. But definitely, sleep, drink water, stretch a lot. Like my back was tight, and I was sitting and standing, just like always trying to move around, but my back was so sore. And I remember just like kind of like next to my booth mate and just kind of like talking about how tired we are. And then this OG guy who was at my booth, he was like, oh yeah, you know what, I used to set up booths in like the 80s and 90s and blah blah. I used to do it for so long. It's my number one advice to you. You know those anti-fatigue mats that you put in your kitchen? Get those. And so that's my top tip. Get one of those anti-fatigue mats, set it up, you stand on that, and it's going to be a lot more comfortable for you. And
does that even work? Those anti-fatigue mats?
Oh, I
feel like it does.
Somebody does not spend a lot of time in the kitchen.
No, I have one, but it's just like, how fatigued do you get standing in a kitchen doing dishes?
Yeah,
it feels nice.
Yeah, it's very comfortable.
But then you have to take your shoes off and you're standing on it?
No, you could wear your shoes on it too.
Okay.
It's just extra cushion. Yeah. So that's that one. And then the last one is if you're a first timer setting up at a show, just know that you're gonna get shafted and you are gonna get the literal end of the floor. So the quicker you embrace it, the happier you'll be. I was at, like, it's got to be the worst part of that building, but I took it in great stride. People would come by and I'm like, hey, you found me in the corner. Am I the start of your journey or the end of your journey? And so it'd be this opportunity to have some good conversations, and I'd be like, oh my god, I'm so thankful you came here. I've literally just been staring at the wall because I'm in this corner where all I'm facing is a concrete wall, and I'm like, oh, thank god you came. It's so quiet and lonely here. So it was a great way to break the ice. So so embrace that.
That's awesome.
I'm looking at you, Sport Card Expo. Want a better booth now.
Well, I'll be your booth mate, so we better get a better spot. So, great tips. I love them. That's your top 5. I have one more extra, but before I share that with you, it's funny when when you did your wash and break on that Saturday, and then I was there with Bennett. Of course, you're like, it's it's been kind of slow and no one's dropping by. As soon as Will leaves, there's a couple of guys like, hey, what's the price on this? Or what's the best you can do on this? I'm like, oh shoot, where did Will go? I'm texting him.
Same thing happened to me. After my washroom break, I was like, okay, Will probably needs to go too. So I stopped by. Mm-hmm. He goes, and then these guys come. They're checking through the dollar box, and they're like, hey, can you do this for 3 for $10? I'm like, oh, I don't know, like $5 each. I'm like, will let me do this? I'm like, all right, let's just do it. I'll just pay for the rest if Will gets mad.
It always happens that way. But no, it was a fun day, and it was great seeing you guys, of course. And the other tip, I think Roy, you came up with it, and I don't know if you want to share this story, Will, but if you sell a box, you probably shouldn't see what the guy rips.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that too. Never asked to see what you get out of a box that you sold.
Yep. That was my.
So, Will, do you want to share that story? Why that's a good tip for some people?
You're asking me if I want to share the story?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So this show, it didn't have a lot of big wrestling booths. And a lot of the big-time wrestling collectors weren't at this show. So the few that were here, we kind of knew of each other and knew about each other. So one guy had this really nice Penta out of 5 auto card. And he listed it he had it stickered at like $500, which is like a fair price. And he came over to my booth. He's like, hey, my buddy at the other booth says that you might be interested. I'm looking and we're negotiating. And eventually we decide I'll take the card and he'll take a sealed product. And I'm like, hey, like I'm in the wrestling, the Canada wrestling Facebook group. Just message me. Let me know what hits you get. Because, it's always fun getting to see the hits. He's like, oh, I'll open it right now, right here. I'm like, really? Okay. So I give him my knife. He slices it open, and I'm recording it. We're watching the rip. It's only 5 cards in this Topps Bape thing. And he goes through all 5 of them, and there's no auto. There's nothing. And I'm just like, oh, thank God. The dead box. But I felt kind of bad. I'm like, oh, okay, let me get you some sleeves and some top loaders. So I turn around to grab those, and while I'm turned around, I just hear him scream, and he's like, "Oh my God, it's an out of 5!" And so I turn back around, and it turns out so out of every 5 in the 5 card pack, you get 1 card that's a Bape stylized cartoon image of a wrestler, and so he hit the John Cena out of 5.
Damn.
Which is probably like a $1,500 card.
Yeah.
And so when he said it's numbered out of 5, I turned back around. We look at it, and he's so happy, and I'm so happy for him, but I'm also so sad for myself. And somebody else who was next, so it's like after the guy left, I was like, oh man, I just sold that guy a $1,500 card box. He's like, oh, well, you probably weren't going to open it, right? I'm like, probably not, but now we never know. Like, now I know that it was in there.
Yeah. And
who knows if I would have opened one of them. Yeah. So, yeah, you're right. You're right, Roy. Never look. Never know.
So that's how I got that chocobo. Someone was carrying around these Final Fantasy collector booster boxes. Mm-hmm. There's only 1 pack inside. And I was like, oh, are you selling those? He's like, yeah, I want to trade them in. And then he's like, so I took them in at, $100 or whatever it was. And then he's like, oh, are you going to open them or are you going to keep them sealed? I'm like, I'll open it. I'll open it right now. He's like, okay, I want to see what you get. So then I open the pack, and I pulled the chocobo. And I was like, oh, I felt bad, but what can you do, right? Like, you should never know what you don't do yourself, right?
Yeah.
So, I think that's also the trick. Just buy from a vendor and just open it in their face. Just right there at their table.
Let's just rip
guaranteed
at vendors'
hits.
tables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the good luck charm?
I think so. Anything else, Roy, as a more experienced vendor? Anything you can share in terms of tips, advice for anyone that wants to set up?
Yeah, as you get more into it, you want your area to be well presented. So what I notice is people that have like those signs that they attach to the table with the banner on top, or having some type of QR code or like your own brand kind of behind you, that always helps. It brings familiarity. So people who constantly go to these shows are like, oh, I bought a card off this guy.
Right.
So they'll see the sign, they'll come to you. And I feel like it's just more inviting or like more professional. So people who are looking to trade or sell their cards, if they see a banner, they're like, oh, these guys probably buy. You know, it's just, you know, instinctually, that's what their first thought might be. And as you get more into it, you invest more into your displays. Now that they have like card risers, not only does it look nicer and easier to manage, it actually gives you more space to put more cards in as well. So,
what are card risers for people who don't know?
So usually when you have a display, it's laid flat on the table, and then you just put your cards down flat.
Right.
And then you have to stack them on top, try to get as much, you know, maximize your space. Yeah. But these card risers, they're just like 3D printed or like acrylics that make your cards stand at an angle. Okay. So when you're looking down, you don't have to look directly down. It's kind of pointing towards you, giving you a better image of the card. So then, you know, there's things like that. But, you know, the biggest tip I would probably say is like find a partner. Like I haven't done it yet because I don't do as many shows. But the reason I say this is when you have one table, it's not enough, because let's say there's 3 people crowding my table. The people who want to see, they're just going to walk by because it's too crowded. So if you have 2 tables, they walk by behind those people that are looking at your table, but the next table is also your table. So now you could bring them back, and, you know, whether one table is for binders or singles, and then the other tables for slabs, like you have the opportunity to bring them back. Rather, if you just have that one table, once they walk by, the chances of them coming back are probably not as high as you know, capturing that sale from your second table. Yeah. But also, like, having a partner allows you to be more efficient. So like if, let's say someone comes with a big lot or a stack of singles, you know, I have to comp them out. Now, if I'm comping them out, I can't help someone else with a question. They see that I'm busy, they're okay, I'll just come back. And sometimes they don't, right? So having a partnership is definitely beneficial. Having more, you know, real estate to showcase your cards. But also the ability to kind of piggyback off each other. And when things are slow, what you can do is you go around to other vendors and you look for deals, whether they want to get out of a card. You build those relationships with vendors that you see all the time. That way, you know, if you want to get out of a card, you ask them and say, hey, you want to buy this at, you know, 80%, 85%, whatever the percentage may be. Or trade into, you know, something from their booth. But sometimes vendors, whether they mislabel or missticker their cards, or have, you know, other things that are like that you want, or you know that a certain market that they don't kind of know, you could walk around and, you know, shop around and
makes sense.
So that's huge, which I'm never able to do because I'm always set up solo.
That's harder, for sure. That's no, I haven't even thought about that, but totally makes sense. And No, I was just saying the more shows you do, invest into, you know, your brand, whether it's social media, having those banners. I think it definitely helps because, you know, I see it other people doing it beside me. I'm like, oh, that's very inviting. You know, it makes me, if I was not a vendor, I'd probably want to go to those tables and check what they have, because they're putting more into it. So they probably have something a little bit more enticing for me to look at and pick up. So. I agree with you 100%, because when we're at the show, especially with my son, and we're just going from booth to booth, and then, you know, especially with TCG, because a lot of the cards are similar, right? You see the same Pokemon cards, and you're like, you know what, I like that, but I don't know if we could get a better price somewhere else. And the ones that don't have signs, I never found it again. Exactly. I'm like, where was that booth again? It starts to look the same a little bit, but you're like, when the ones with the banners, you're like, okay, PokeFam, I'm gonna remember that, so I can circle back to it. So to your point, but then, you know, that made me think, Will, you didn't have your balloon. I thought you were gonna have a balloon to But then I guess you were at the literal corner, so there was an anchor there too in terms of geography of the showroom floor.
I actually wanted to add one thing kind of related to what Roy was saying, what you're saying. You know, Roy talked about kind of building into the community, making connections and all that kind of stuff. And I think that's a great tip. It's not just good for your branding and good for your business. It's also just good for your soul and just good for your enjoyment in the hobby. You know, Clark, I don't think you mentioned it on the pod, but we met like your number one fan. You know, we talked about how I was hosting or how I was going to be at the show. Come find me in the corner. I'm going to be lonely or whatever. And somebody came and found me and they're like, "Hey, are you Will?
Yeah.
Are you Cards to the Moon?" And then, I got to meet, I forget his name. I think Matt. And I think his son was Jordan. I'll say Jordan. He had like a really cool hip name. And I got to
give him a shout out.
Yeah, I gave him a card. He had a great, the kid had a great experience. And then he came back around and I was like, "Hey, do you want to meet Clark?" And he was so excited, and I was just like, "This is great! Like, this is this great opportunity where we could just meet like-minded people and build community." And even in the wrestling Facebook group, I just posted the day before, and I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna be set up at this show. If you want to come by, like, take a look at my cards, but let's just talk wrestling." I had so many people who came because they saw that post, and they're like, "Oh, you're Will," and all this stuff. Like, I met this guy Joe, and it turns out he's the founder of the biggest Wrestling Canada group that I'm a part of on Facebook. And so we got to have this great conversation, and just built this relationship. And now, like, you know, like, I'm a little bit more of a trusted seller because at least Joe can vouch for me. It's like, "Oh, I saw that guy. Like, I see in his booth," or, you know, he's a part of the community and whatever. So definitely, I'd say build into the community. Yeah. And you need signage, so it looks like you're like a mainstay. I had photocopied pieces of paper, but I'll be better prepared for the next show.
Yeah, exactly. They're your first timer, so that was a rookie mistake.
Yeah.
But I remember Joe stopping by, and he's like, "Hey," this is when, of course, Will goes to the washroom or goes.
Oh yeah, you met Joe first, right?
Yeah, and he comes by and like, "Hey, are you Will?" And for a split second, I'm like, "Should I pretend to be Will?" For a split second, but then I'm like, "How am I going to explain Bennett if he bothers me?" And starts, so I'm like, "Oh, actually, he stepped out." And then I asked him how you knew he knew you, and then he mentioned the forum that you guys were both on. So to your point, it's kind of cool to see people, you know, you first know online, and then, you know, we say this all the time at shows, it's a great opportunity to meet in person and continue that conversation, right?
Yeah.
Fun show. Like we kind of teased, we'll be at the expo. I think all of us, Roy, you're setting up again, right? At the expo?
Yeah, our table hasn't been confirmed, but most likely.
So we're still all planning
a spot
too. Okay. So yeah, well, when we get closer to the date, which is end of April this year, and if you're in the Toronto area, we'll definitely promote it more and hope to see you guys there. But yeah, fun show. Just a couple weeks ago. Okay, let's finish off this episode with our regular weekly segment we call Pick One. All right, so Will, we usually start with you. So you want to start things off for us?
All right, so, you know, typically when the three of us are doing a pod together, it's pretty Pokemon heavy or wrestling or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I want to go back to our roots of this Cards to the Moon podcast. You know, when I was just the number one fan and I would be listening every week, I loved all the baseball talk. And baseball season is just right around the corner. I don't remember how last year ended. Something happened or whatever.
It's unmemorable.
But all I have is eyes for the future. I'm getting excited about baseball again. Spring training starting. So I have a baseball 1v1. Yeah, pick one for you guys. So the first card is the iconic in my opinion, the iconic Juan Soto rookie card, which is the 2018 Topps Gatorade Bath. That's the one, the horizontal picture is getting splashed by Gatorade in a PSA 10 slab. PSA, my favorites. My favorite grading company of all time. In PSA 10, it's a Pop 77. And total graded cards 175. So it is super short printed. There's only 175, and maybe some of those are regraded and switched over from one company to another. So there's not a lot of them. The last couple sales have been a little bit wonky, but I'd say this card is about a $4,500 Canadian card. So just under $5,000. Versus the 2017 Topps Aaron Judge SSP. So this is a card that not a lot of people know about. I would assume the Aaron Judge super collectors and fans, they know about it. But it's Aaron Judge holding a bat under his arm in the dugout. And I sent you guys the pictures of it. So this one in a PSA 8... sold for about the same price as that Soto PSA 10 at 4,500 Canadian. And I think the reason why is there's so much fewer. It must be late. There's a lot fewer.
Yes.
Of these. There's a total pop of 75, and above a PSA 8. Like in PSA 9 and PSA 10, there's only like 35 higher graded cards. So if you had your choice, which one would you pick? Oh, a couple other things. Aaron Judge, he came into the league in 2017. I looked up who's had the most home runs since 2013 to present day, and that's Mike Trout with 269 home runs. And you know who's second place since 2013? Aaron Judge. Oh, no, it's 369. And then Aaron Judge has 368 home runs. Wow. But Aaron Judge missed the first 4 years of that, of the stat counting. So Aaron Judge just, he hits so many bombs. He's got 4 50 home run seasons. There's only been, I think, 47 50 home run seasons, something like that. It's ridiculous. It's a monster. Versus Soto, who is only 26 years old. He's only 26, and he is on track to, I don't know, get to like maybe 600 home runs? Oof. Maybe 700? He's still got 14 more years until he's 40 years old. It's like limitless what he could do. So which one would you pick?
Go ahead, Roy. I already know.
I gotta go with the Juan Soto. I think the card image is much more appealing. Like that Judge, I've never seen before. But
because it's SSSSSP.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm not a huge Judge fan. Maybe because he's a Yankee. But I don't know. I think Juan Soto will probably have a better career than Aaron Judge. No,
I don't know.
You think they're like?
Well, that's what I'm arguing.
Very comparable.
Soto has many more years, but Judge just keeps having 50 home run seasons. But Soto's no slouch. He had like 37 or something like that last year.
I don't know. I'm kind of a PSA 10 snob.
There's the real reason.
8,
there it is.
If it's a PSA 9, maybe, but PSA 8? Come on. But I do like the scarcity part of the Judge card, but I think the image for me, even though it's horizontal, it's just iconic. Like when I got into the hobby, it was first sports, and like Hyung was showing us all these like cool SSPs, SP cards, and I was like, yo, that's sick. And like that Gatorade bath is probably the original or the iconic image. So with all those things going for it, and I don't know, I feel like at the end of their career, Soto may have the leg on it, but who knows?
He's going Soto.
Yeah, I'm going Soto.
I mean, I think Will's expecting this because the fact that he has to really play up Aaron Judge. 50 home run seasons. Yankee hits bombs for the Yankees. I don't even have to say much. Roy kind of mentioned it all. The Gatorade baths. There's so many other Gatorade bath cards now out there, but this one's like the OG, right? So, and exactly for the same reason that Roy mentioned when I first got back into the hobby, this is one of the cards like, oh, this is cool. And honestly, the SSP of the Aaron Judge, it kind of looks like a regular Topps card to me. Like if you gave it to me and you're like, oh, this is an SSP, I'm like, oh, is it? Like I would have been really shocked, I'm like, it just looks like a base card. So, yeah, Aaron, not Judge. Soto is my choice.
So, kind of like how you guys have been saying, that Soto Gatorade bath is so iconic. It is one of two baseball cards that I think I want to end up with in my PC. The Soto Gatorade bath and the Acuna white jersey.
Yes.
I've been telling people like those are probably the two last cards that I want to have in my collection. That will complete like my baseball PC kind of thing. But you know that meme where the guy's walking down the street with his girlfriend and he's looking back?
Yeah.
That's how I feel about this Aaron Judge card. Because like Roy said, it's like, oh, before today, I never even saw that card. Like, legit before today, I've never even seen this card. I didn't know it existed. And so the fact that it's like this new...
Wow, just hot new girl,
right?
For
it's
Will.
that hot new girl.
But like it looks kind of like unlicensed. You don't see any of the logo. It's just the stripes. He's just looking into the.
I know. I feel like in that meme is the Judge card is the one that you have your arms around and you're looking back at the.
No, but I've never seen it before, and it's like super rare. But you're right. I gotta come back to my senses.
Maybe if this image was the actual rookie card and they swapped the images, maybe the SSP of him jumping would be a little bit cooler. No?
No.
I hate that.
Oh, the jumping one is horrible too. Okay?
If you look at Aaron Judge cards, they're pretty bad. Like,
if Hyung was on this pod, he would get riled up again. He's just so pissed off at like bad images that Topps chooses for some of these cards.
Yeah.
Aaron Judge is one of them for sure.
All right, you guys got me. I'm on the Gatorade.
It's a Soto suite. Come on,
Soto suite.
Suite.
Did you hear what he said? He's gonna rival Shohei for MVP.
Exactly.
I am here for it. I love Soto.
He's like Shohei better keep on doing what he's doing because I'm right there with him. And that's the other thing. Soto 30 plus stolen bases. He's running now, so
yeah,
he's a threat for sure. All right, Roy, your turn.
All right, so both of these cards sold at Golden Auction during the Pikachu Illustrator auction. They're both trophy cards. So the first one is a 2018 CGC Gemmin 10 World Championship #1 trainer. So the person who won the TCG game or the tournament, they get awarded this prize card.
Yep.
So this one sold for 89,000 USD.
Wow.
Versus the 1997 second place trainer card or second place trophy card. The 1997 one was the very first, like the inaugural TCG tournament for Pokemon. So this one is very historic in that sense. And this one has a sketch by Arita, who is the artist for not only this card but the Charizard that everybody knows, the base set Charizard. He's also the illustrator for that, as well as many other cards. But he sketched his name with a little sketch of Pikachu as well. And that was actually signed recently on January 11th, 2025.
Oh, it's dated.
Yeah, so this one is graded authentic, auto 10. And this one sold for $93,000 US.
You know, in that people can't see this, but the 1997 card where it says 2 and then it has Japanese writing. Like, is that the person's name or like who's it?
No. It's just it says number 2 trainer probably.
Oh.
So like second place prize is they're saying.
Oh, I see. 2 the second place prize. Okay, so it's not someone's name. It's not like 2 Clark, and then I'm buying someone else's card.
No, but I do wish they kind of. I know with like One Piece now. I guess now that they're grading more recent, they know who the winners are.
Yeah.
So sometimes they'll put the winners' names on the slab or on the label, and I think they even sometimes put the autograph of the winner, which is kind of cool. I know Beckett does that. Beckett engraves the autograph that they have onto the label.
Oh, I see.
Which is pretty cool, but either way.
I can go first because it's really easy for me. I feel like the 97 one's just more iconic and like more historically relevant. You know what I mean? And especially knowing that you said it's the first year of the tournament, like that was the icing on the cake for me. Enough said. With the modern, I'm like, yeah, that's okay. It's shiny, but is it worth $90,000? You know, and the fact that's the number one, okay, you know, it goes to the number one guy, but I think there's so many more factors. Even if it's for the number 2 trainer for the 1997 card, there's so many other factors that make that card so much cooler, and I think will hold its value longer term. So I'm choosing the 97 card.
All right. You don't mind that the sketch is on there?
I think that's underrated.
Mean.
I think that's underrated. Yeah. Like I don't. It's like the equivalent for me. Maybe it's because I come from sports cards, right? And that's kind of what I know. It's like an autograph.
It's like an inscription auto. It's even more valuable. Yeah.
I think it's an underrated play. I don't know why it's not as valued as highly in the Pokemon card market. So yeah.
Well, some sketches are.
Okay.
Like I feel like on an iconic card like this, maybe having the sketch kind of devalues it, especially with the recent date. He just signed it last year. I don't know. That's not my opinion. It's just throwing that out there.
That does kind of bother me, the date. But that's like January 11, 2025. I'm like, what? Okay.
I think legally they have to write the dates now or something like that.
Oh, do they? Well,
and they have to write to someone. They can't leave it just the auto. So like before they were able to just sign their autograph.
Yeah.
But now they have to issue it to a person. So sometimes the person getting their autograph signed will say, can you sign it to trainer? That way it's kind of more generic instead of having a personalization.
I don't know why that has to be the case, but okay. That's.
Yeah, I don't know. Pokemon is making them do it, so.
They don't want to resell, but it's reselling anyways, so. I'll take it. 97 for me. Will?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care about the grading company or like the fact that it's a CGC 10 versus the PSA Authentic. I think those are a wash. I think image wise, the number 1 trainer, it looks like it's more like a computer generated image. So it looks a little bit more kind of soulless. So I don't really like that. I actually like a hot take, but I hate both these cards.
You gotta pick one.
Yeah, I will. This is a game. I will pick one, but I have to say, like, it's kind of weird that you're buying somebody else's trophy card. It's kind of like if I went to a pawn shop and I saw like an Emmy, like the 2004 Emmy for like Guiding Light or some soap opera, and it's an actress or an actor on it that I don't even know. It's like I don't understand. Like I would never want to buy that Emmy and put it in my house, right? Like
I feel like something that's more comparable is buying a Super Bowl ring of an athlete. No.
Yeah, but like I wouldn't buy just a random person's athlete. So like if it was like, oh, it's my team, like or like it's Tom Brady, then okay. Or if it's like, oh, it's a Steelers Super Bowl ring, it's like, okay, that's a little bit more or whatever. But the guy buying this, like, was he a big fan of the number 2 trainer in the 1997 game? Like TCG tournament? Like, probably not. So it's kind of weird to me that you're buying this card.
Really?
But
I would
it's
love to have these cards. These are like
it's so rare though.
I know, but it's like somebody's like treasured memory of their victory, and you're just like, it's like you have no connection to that player, so you're just like buying the card. Like, I don't get it. I the only reason,
like, I would get someone wanting a Super Bowl ring. That's kind of cool too.
Yeah, but it's different because it's like, oh, like, that's my player. Like, I love that player, so I want to have. I want to have it. But, like, the 1997 second place guy, you know, like Yoshi Takeda, like, whatever his name was. We don't know who that is. I just name generated a Japanese name. Like, I don't know who he is. I have no connection to him. So, like, why would I want his second place trainer card? And why did he sell it? It's kind of sad. Like, what's going on? Like,
money talks.
Yeah, I guess for money.
Anyway. So by a close edge, it's the inscription auto that puts it over the top. So I'll pick that.
Oh, okay.
But I have to say I hate both these cards so much.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Roy.
Yeah, for me, it's a sweep.
Another sweep.
It's so iconic. You know, being the first trophy cards, and like the artwork. I don't know. I kind of love them, especially the third place one. That one. This one's not the third place, but the third place one is like the fan favorite because he's kind of a chunky Pikachu.
Oh, okay.
It's like a fatter version, but yeah, like having the number 1 trainer would always be cool, you know. But just the history behind the 1997, and I guess having the inscription. I don't know. I feel like if I were to have it, I would rather have one that doesn't have it on this specific card, but at the same time, just having this in my collection would be amazing. So, yeah, sweep 1997.
I just feel like somebody's gonna come to your house and they're gonna see this card and they're like, "Oh my God, Roy, were you the 2018 champion of Pokemon?" Like, and then you're gonna be like, "No, I bought it." It's like,
I mean, it's like memorabilia.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
It's like you have jerseys hanging. It's
I'm so thrown off by this card.
Dude, it's like even the Emmy talk. First year of the Emmy, you get the trophy. That's not worth something.
Yeah, but that's Susan Lucci's Emmy. She should have it.
She doesn't care. She wants the money. I'm like, okay, happy to oblige.
Eventually, these will be like museum, like Sidney Crosby's like golden goal. His like glove and stick are in the Hockey Hall of Fame, are they not? Like having that would be crazy, you know? They're not my gloves. I didn't wear them.
But we'll be like, you know what? This isn't right. This belongs to Sidney Crosby.
I'm gonna keep thinking on this. And give me 6 months. We'll revisit this middle of the year.
It took 6 months for him to be PSA's number 1 fan, so I'm sure he could change his mind.
Why, like 6 years?
All right, I'll finish off with my pick one, and this one is, we're sticking with Pokemon, the Pikachu stamp box, PSA 10, which I have. I got in a trade a while ago, and that's hovering between 2,500 to 3,000 US. And then I chose another one with the a similar comp in terms of financial value, the 1999 Pokemon Pikachu Red Cheeks Shadowless, also PSA 10. And the reason why I chose these two, other than the price at around 2,500 to 3,000, like I said, is the pop count is the difference is drastic. So the stamp box, the pop count is now at 18,821. And the Red Cheeks Shadowless PSA 10 of Pikachu is 842. So 18,000 less, almost. So yeah, which one are you going for between those two Pikachus?
I'll go first.
Oh,
you'll go first. I think I like the Japanese stamp box one more. I feel like even though the Pikachu Red Cheeks Shadowless is a much lower pop, there's so many different versions of that card. And I might be a noob in this, but this is not the first edition version, right? So there's
Shadowless.
Yeah, there's like first edition, there's Shadowless, there's red cheeks, yellow cheeks, purple cheeks, whatever. So there's a few different versions of it. And so that also increases the pop, right? Because you take all of them into I would take them all into consideration because they're all the same artwork. And for me, just something about the artwork of the stamp box card is it's beautiful. It's actually just like a really beautiful piece of art that I enjoy looking at. So
Okay, so stamp box for Will. All right.
I mean, that pop makes no sense, but
How about you, Roy?
Yeah, it's tough because I love that stamp box promo. I kind of do want to put it back in my collection. I sold mine way too early. But right now, like, vintage is like on a tear, and I feel like people are chasing scarcity. And the Red Cheeks, it's iconic. It's not their first edition, but at the same time, it's like there's only 842 of them. I wish it was a holo. That would have made it so much nicer. But I still think, for the stamp box, you could kind of find it anytime you want. Where this Red Cheeks, it's going to be harder to find. And with the logic of people like purchasing now, buying more into scarcity, I probably will go for the Red Cheek Shadowless.
Wow, okay. So not a sweep, but I'll break the tie. I'm just looking at the card ladder data. And when Will was saying, like, there are different variations, there's a first edition Red Cheeks, Shadowless Red Cheeks, first edition Yellow Cheeks, Shadowless Yellow Cheeks. You add them all together, it's still under 18,000. Yes, I did, okay? Doesn't even come close to the 18,000 PSA 10 pop count. And I wanted that first edition Red Cheeks. I should have pulled the trigger when I was 6K.
Oh, I thought you bought it.
No, I was humming and hawing, and then it's like it went to 7,000. It's like you and the Mario Pikachu. You're like, what? It's gonna come down a little bit, and now it's just ridiculous. Like what, 20,000 or something?
Is it?
I don't know.
30,000.
Oh, wow.
30? My goodness. I was looking at it at 6,000-7,000, which is insane.
30,000 Canadian.
Yeah, still 2x, more than 2x.
Oh my gosh.
That's disgusting. But I think I'd go for the Shadowless too. Just I'm priced out of the first edition Red Cheeks now, so next rung down is the Shadowless, and I love the look of the Red Cheeks. So I think if I might bring it with me next show, and if I can make a trade, if the comp stays similar, then I might pull the trigger on it. But I love the stamp box too. I love the artwork. It's amazing. But it's like when I looked at the Van Gogh too. It's like these pop counts don't make any sense, and the valuation for these cards, considering the pop count, is like it's crazy. So I have the Van Gogh and the stamp box, which have tens of thousands of pop counts. So I'm like, I should get rid of one of them at least. It's like hold it.
I mean, if the market crashes, those are the first ones to go, right?
Yeah.
The ones with the high pop.
Exactly. So
then if you want to keep a card, you keep a classic, from base set. So
yeah, and if it crashes, then I'll buy back into that stamp box. That's kind of like you were saying. You could kind of find it more easily later on. Mm-hmm. All right. Another great show, guys. It's back to like the old days when our shows ran really long, especially with you guys on at 1 hour 20, I think. But always a fun time, and again, appreciate all our listeners. Shout out once again to Matt who came by the show. Next time we're set up at a show, just drop by. We would love to see you in person as well. And we'll have a brand new episode for you guys next week, as usual on Tuesday. Talk to you then. Bye. Hey, thanks for listening to Cards to the Moon. We'd really appreciate you subscribing to our podcast wherever you listen to your podcasts. And you can also connect with each of us on Instagram at 5cardguys, or you can follow Hyung at Integrity Sports Cards, or John at TradeU at Recess. You can also check us out at 5cardguys.com. Thanks again, and hope to connect soon.